Hello, George, Fat Ninja Food Forest. This video is not going to be permaculture necessarily about the food forest, but what the food forest came from. For lack of a better way, I'll say awakening. There's not one path to awakening, and I'm not saying I am awakened. But I've spoken with people. I was spoken with a wonderful woman the other day as we were walking through here, and she said her husband's going through similar things. And this story would be great to share with other people, other men, other women, other men going through. I think because I believe ego is a big problem we have, and many of us men are awakening from ego. So this might go on for a bit because I got to tell my story and where I'm at in it, and how Fat Ninja came from it. But I'm a recovering rage, anger, and egoaholic. It's just my path. I was brought up in an abusive household, a father that was too young to know better and ruled with an iron fist. I had a younger brother, so I felt responsible for him and my mom. A little abuse of my mom. So I felt responsible. I grew up in that older brother role. Also was a hockey player, a very physical hockey player, one of the fighters on the team, and a football player. So always being aggressive and getting in trouble in school a lot and fighting a lot. Feeling I was a vanguard in certain situations, sticking up for people. So sometimes doing the right thing, but always thinking I was a little bigger, a little more. Became a ski bum and a kayak junkie. And I did real good at these things. I was very athletic. From going so hard in my life and being pushing myself so hard. So it gave me a great big ego. I wanted to jump off the biggest cliffs and do the hardest rapids and do freestyle. I'm digressing a bit here. But because of that, I developed an ego. That's the way I saw the world. And I believe it's very, very common around us. Definitely in Western society. Often explain it like concentric circles. You believe in awakening. You believe in the oneness of the world as long as they're with you, not against you. And so awakening to me was understanding the oneness of the world. I went through a tragedy. I had all kinds of problems in my life, a failed marriage and problems through life, injuries and fights in jail and things like that, all because of my ego and getting me in trouble. But the final hardship, after just kept beating me, I'd say always slapping me around, trying to show me a better way, whatever that is, speaking to us, Gaia, God, whatever you want to call it. There's a message out there. There's a guiding force. But anyways, awakening to that and awakening to the oneness of the world. And about the concentric circles, the oneness isn't those in my family and those in my town, those in my county, state, country. As long as you're a man, we see that division that's out there. And it's not even just oneness with humans. It's oneness with everything, with these insects that are flying around me, these plants that are around me, these plants, animal, fungi, the bacteria and fungi in the soil. We are one system, one operating system. Remembering that. So I just want to help others that are out there that are going through these questioning things, questioning the old way. Part of my awakening was losing faith in the system that we have around us, not believing in it anymore. I'm going to vote, but I don't believe the changes are within it. The long story for that would be, originally I lived in Colorado before marijuana was illegal, and I saw the problems of the world and talked about them. The way construction was tearing down forests and this and that. But the big thing for me was marijuana was illegal. After my brother was murdered, I had unarmed brother that was murdered by a high school friend. The gentleman's in jail now, but for something different, threatening to eat families, just a twisted individual. But the NRA came to bat for him. He was thrown in jail for a short time, and then the DA kept trying to put us to it gently, that he might get out. They gave him back his gun, sent him home. So I lost faith in our system. Once something like that happens, your unarmed brother is murdered. You start looking for the holes and believing in the holes. Fast forward 10 years, we have this because of that. Looked into more of the problems. My brother left behind stuff from Howard Zinn. All the big thinkers out there. I'm not going to go on too much about the the military-industrial complex. And then once you get it thinking in these ways, you search it out yourself, you see it, the loss of topsoil, the whole way we live, the way our everyday lives have decimated this planet. We're down to 4% wild now, and biomass, or whatever it is, I believe, in species and animals. So there's cattle, food that we eat, humans, and wild. I can go on all day. I'm going to go on a tangent and digress too much on how this earth operates, the carbon cycle, and regreening it, getting that oxygen out there, sequestering that carbon, blah, blah, blah. But we know what needs to be done. It's our daily, our way of living on this planet. So awakening to me was understanding we're all one, but that all oneness was all this operating system around us. How do we fit into that system? We're not above it. We're not here to guide it. It's not a waiting room for heaven. If you believe in heaven, that's great, but you're not. This isn't a waiting area. We're here to take care of this, to steward this. Fat Ninja Food Forest is our version of that, what we've learned over the years. But these could be things that we do all over the place. This is, again, it's sequestering carbon. It's creating microclimates. You can hear the birds singing. It's feeding a diversity of plants, animal, and fungi around us, along with us. It's creating oxygen. It's feeding the soil. I go on and on. The biggest thing is changing the way we spend our days. We eat mostly from this, or a good percentage from this. We get our satisfaction from this. Even if I work 4 6-hour days, I work for myself. I'm home. I'm homesick. I say after 6 hours, and I come home here and I always make the joke to just stir chicken shit. I have a compost business, but to do things around here, I enjoy working with this, being in this, being in nature, being reconnected to it. I hope all this has made sense. I've gone on and on about what I believe awakening is. I hope that speaks to people. Please let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, obviously. It seems so silly to say that after such a deep video like this. But because of that, we live in a permaculture food forest. This is lemon balm. It's picked here. There's food all around me. It's a whole better world's possible. And what it was for me was permaculture after I went through the stages of, is it happening? What's happening? What are the changes we need? And I'm sure this video's gotten long enough already. I hope this helps others that are going through these changes, questioning the world around us, questioning what's true, what's not true, where we're going, what needs to be done. I'm George, Fat Ninja Food Forest. Change is definitely better than a holiday. Peace. And as I say, long overdue.